One of them ones got street knowledge, can swim with the sharks. Used to be bad apples, but the hustle shine through the dark. Grab a seat in politics, it get heavy, cause who we are. When you stand on who you be, it's the energy you a star. They envy what they ain't on, that's why they falling apart. Don't growl when I peep the lane, break the chain when I bark. It's in me, can't put it on. You can tell how I walk, anywhere I be putting on. They love me, it's fresh talk.
Just like music. Listen, it's the author Corey Pritchett, and I want to welcome you to Does the Music Matter? It's an educational exploration as we dive into how music affects the mind, the emotions, and behavior. We're going to get into a lot of elements from the brain and music, music therapy, sound and vibrations, even climate and atmosphere. So join us as we delve into Does the Music Matter? Does the music matter? Live waves, build a generation. Keep it custom, go. When it comes to the music, what do you consume? It doesn't make you raise your hands, dance, kick off your shoes and relax. Grooving, impacting influence. Got your body beat moving, so congruent. I'm teaching using scientific rubric. Power perception, persuasion like fluid. Penetrate your brain, your memory. In tune with your thought life, emotions. Vulnerable to illusions. So like a gambler losing, I'm breaking pool sticks. Pissed off, feeling ripped off with my students. Bombarded with lyrics, drug dealing and shooting. Art is looking successful, so confusing. Portraying they cool, they demonstration is foolish. I'm encouraging everybody get with the movement. Does the music matter? 13, the boost with truth and bringing it to you from live waves is conclusive.
What up, though? What up, though? We got in the building, man. You know, this one, let me start by saying, man, you know, this one of the interviews, man, that I've been wanting to get out. It been needed, you know, for the community, for everything that's going on around here in the world. Not only our city, the world, you know what I'm saying? It's one of the guys right here, man, I can call, talk to, or whatever, you know. You know, he ain't gonna hide, he gonna be him, and he gonna give me what's real and tell me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear, you know? You know, man. But who we got in the building with us, man?
Man, it's me, it's your boy, it's the multi-ministry man, Corey Pritchett, man.
Yeah, man. Corey, man, you got a lot going on, man.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start from now.
I don't. That's typical Corey.
Yeah. I want to start off, man, with man, you like I say, man, you know, we got the book out, you know, everything you got going on or whatever, man. But one of the things I want to touch on, man, because I remember one time I was dropping my kids off to school and I hear you on the radio, right?
Yeah.
And you weren't just talking on there though.
Yeah.
But you were still being Corey though. You were still being who you is though. You know. Right. So I say, man, I'm listening. I'm like, man, you know, because we just gonna get straight to it. Does the music matter, man? Does the music matter, you know?
Does the music matter?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so where you how you come about that? Like when you know, like I know what it is, you know, but where you know, cause you got deep into it too, and you pulled your heart out, you showed everything on all the sides or whatever, you know. So where that come from, man? What drove you to that point to even you know have something like that to even get to the people?
There's a few layers to that, right? Like back in the day, man, probably a good 10 years or so ago. Like, so I'm a spiritual person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like I got like this spiritual revelation, you know, revealed knowledge of the power of music, but it was all connected and correlated to spiritual things. And at the time, and since then too, but I was working with people outside of spiritual community. You know what I mean? And so my thing was, how can I take what I understand about music and share it with these people who don't understand spiritual stuff? You know what I mean? And ironically, I was in school studying psychology and social sciences at the time. So what I ended up doing was I was able to begin to look into those disciplines, psychology and sociology, And I was beginning to look into those disciplines and began to make connections with music from that angle. And that's, you know what I mean, it started off with a workshop. You know, a young lady by the name of Wardine Talley. I met her one day. I was talking to her about music, and she gave me an idea to do a workshop with her parents. She was like a director over a program of mental health, and she served parents and children. And so, honestly, she gave me the idea to do the workshop after I had all of these epiphanies, you know what I mean? And my heart was already where it was in regards to music. So that's how it started, you know, and I took that workshop and I pretty much years later, which was what, a year or so ago, I turned it into a book, you know, and that's pretty much where it came from.
Yeah, but it's like, I hear what you're saying, but it's like, man, when I heard you on the radio, man, it's like, you got deep, like, you got deep, you know, about the rappers, about everything, like this music that we hearing today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got real deep, and you made it personal, bro.
Yeah.
You made it personal because, like, you know, like, it's different to be on the outside looking in, or you feel a certain way and the person move a certain way, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, man, when you was talking or whatever, it's like you made it personal to, like, this what it is. Like, you just had to, you like, you was forced to drop these jewels off. You know, people get, you know, like right now, you know, like Kanye them, you know, like people who, you know, they getting, you know, hit upside the head for this with the knowledge of jewels that you was dropping then or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so now you're moving more into the real personal side of what motivated me to move forward. You know what I mean? So I gave y'all a technical response, right? Like the why. But you know, the thing that made me just like put my feet to the plow, put my hands to the plow, was honestly one of my students got murdered. And so here I am with all this understanding and knowledge and wisdom and revelation on music, not just from a spiritual place, but just a psychology and sociological place as well. And one of my students get murdered, and he happened to be, you know what I mean, what we reference as a street nigga.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know what I mean? And me and him was real close, you know, and I was a principal at an alternative school, dean of students. And we connected, man, and he was trying to change his life. He was struggling.
You seen that?
I seen it. Like, he came to hear me preach in another town. You know what I'm saying? Like, on a Sunday morning at 18 years old, nobody made him. He had to catch a ride because my car was too full. You know, he couldn't even catch a ride with me. And so I know this young man was trying to change. And when he got murdered, my heart was so broken. And all I could think about was the music that he loved so much. The gangster rap, the murder music. You know what I'm saying? And at that point, it was like I went on Facebook, I ran it, and people were sharing, and people was talking about it, and so many people was viewing it so fast, over 2,000 views in less than an hour. You know, I'm like, wow, this many people must either understand what I'm talking about or their heart beating like mine. One way or another, my response was writing that book. It was writing that book, you know. And throughout the years, man, I mean, I've been developing like from a personal standpoint, I've lost respect for a lot of artists. Just understanding the stuff I do now about music, I don't respect now. I can't respect no man who come up off talking about killing his own people. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and impacting the youth the way he impacting the youth. He get millions. You see what I'm saying? But the listeners is getting all this negative impact in their lives. You know what I mean? Like, so
the man who you is today, you know, but let's go back to the old Corey, Lil Corey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that outlook on things wasn't like that back then.
Yeah, it's not.
You know what I'm saying? So how that was for you when you know, coming up or whatever, you know, what did you gravitate to? What some of the things you looked up to?
Same stuff though.
Right.
And that's and good question, bro. That's why, and people don't understand, like, it seems like they forget where I come from or something. It's like, because of where I come from, and now I have this, and I'm gonna get specifically to the answer to that question, but I'm connecting it. because of where I come from and what I understand now about music, that's what made my heart even more open. That's what made me even more passionate. It ain't that I'm judging and condemning people think I'm better than somebody, because that's where I come from.
So would you say like right now in the day world, like you think the music got a lot to do with like a lot of things that be going on in the world?
Absolutely. I used to live a different life, man. And I grew up in Saginaw, in the 80s. You know what I mean? I grew up when hip hop subculture was developing. I was just like any other young person, but I seen the shift. I was a part of that shift, from don't push me, cause I'm
Close to the edge.
All the way to, strawberry is the neighborhood hoe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like NWA, you know what I mean? Hey, pop that coochie.
What type of impact did that have on you?
A lot. It had a major impact on me, bro. It had a major impact on me. Yeah, I do believe the music, was impacting me at that age, back then. Like I said, I went from listening to cats like Curtis Blow to the Two Line Crew. And when I look back, I see the different areas where the music had impacted me and combined with my environment, combined with the stuff I was learning from my big cousins, combined with the stuff I was learning, just from my friends who was learning stuff from their cousins and their older siblings and stuff like that. And so it's almost like the music affirmed a lot of stuff that I was learning already. And a lot of it wasn't good, I already had a perverted perspective of sexuality before the music. You see what I mean? But that's because I got exposed to porn. I was probably like 7, 8. You see what I mean? So when these guys come along on the music talking about pop that pussy, you see what I'm saying? I'm a little kid, it just reinforces the perverted perspective of sexuality that I already got from another source. So it impacted me because it wasn't just that, it was more songs, just so much sexualization, you know what I mean, and the degradation of women. I began to, it impacted me. You know what I'm saying? Even with like selling drugs or doing drugs or wanting to be a gangster. Like, bro, for real, I wasn't even like that. Like, for real. I just drifted. It was like the neighborhood, but it was the music too. And my boys no sleep. Really he just want to fit on some girls, you know what I'm saying? And catch one. I was drinking. Me and my dogs was drinking at 10, 4th grade. We drinking Big Bear, St. Ives. You know what I'm saying? Anything we was hearing the cats rap about, we was drinking it.
You know what I mean? that's what's going on today too, man.
Same thing going on today.
That's exactly what's going on,
Yeah.
And now it's like they really, it's like, okay, you probably did that back then, but you hid it from your parents. You did certain things. You was cool when you was with your homies.
Right.
You weren't cool around your mom and your daddy and none of that. They wasn't, I know at least in my household, my mom and daddy wouldn't allow that.
No.
But now it's like, it's different. That's a different ball game now. Your grandma at like 35 now.
Oh yeah.
So it's like Big Mama ain't there no more in these households.
Yeah.
So what's your look on that end though?
I believe
like with the kids being friends with their parents, they call their daughter sis now.
Right.
All that.
Sis, all that. I think that aspect of the culture, it came from, it was impacted by music as well. Now, I'm not saying that's the only thing that impacted that and brought us to that outcome, but when you get, see, this was like, for me, I watched it. You end up with a household with no father in it, right? So let's say the father out of the household. Now the daughter is more liable to get pregnant a little faster. She ain't got no covering. You see what I'm saying? So let's say she get pregnant faster. So she 15 years old or so, right? And then since she's 15 having a baby, by the time she get 30, how old is her child? 15.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
It's a cycle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And so that's how you get that. But you have the culture, like the music, the factor of the music plays in where the perspective of healthy sexuality is not given in. So there's a perverted perspective of sexuality, which causes you to make decisions that ends up with a consequence of having a baby. You see what I mean? At an early age.
And that's not a grown man making no decision.
No,
that's a child.
It's a child making a decision.
Right.
Boy, girl. You see what I mean?
Gotcha.
So it's still the impact. You know, the impact is still there. I was a teenage father, but I was sexing them, buddy. I was sexing them in elementary. Like, I loved sex. And the music just did not help. You understand what I'm saying? The music made it all worse for me, man. I get done my work in school. This elementary. I'm daydreaming about sex. You know?
Yeah.
And the music just reinforced. I'm talking about when I was slow dancing in elementary. I was the slow dancing dog. You see what I mean? But I'm talking about, me and my wife be laughing and cracking up all the time. Like the stuff we used to listen to. The R&B. Just not even the rap. Like just the R&B. The sexual songs and talking about the stuff we was talking about. Like, ain't had no business talking about this stuff, man.
Shout out to your wife too, man. Tweety, man. Tweety Bird, man.
Shout out.
She, you know, she had sung at my wedding, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I said I do, you know.
Yeah,
she was there, man. She was the voice there, man. You know.
Shout out to the
big
queen,
shout out
man.
to her, man. You know, you never know what she gonna do. You know, she all over the place too. Like she be having her hands in all type of stuff, man.
She got some stuff up her sleeve, man.
Yeah.
It's time to roll. You know, we rolling stuff out, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so huge shout out to my rib, for real.
Yeah.
Her life.
From then to now, you know, like what how would you say about like marriage? You know, like I grew up in the era, how can I say it, a dog house, fuck a bitch, fuck this, fuck that, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And to now, like we married man now, you know what I'm saying? To, you know, like was you ever one of them type of guy?
Yes, I was.
You know?
Yes, I was. Okay, I didn't value a woman. I didn't value women. Like, and no pun against my dad, I didn't live with my dad. And my dad was actually a good man to his wife, but we had a conversation.
Right.
And the guys I looked up to in the music had more influence than my dad in my life. You see what I'm saying? So I was taking on their perspective of how I'm supposed to perceive a female. And it was exactly what you just said.
You know, you got, like I said, I don't know where to start, man. And one thing I do know, like in the community, like you took on a big role, man, a task, man, you know, like with being a chaplain, bro. You know, like that's a lot right there. You know, like sometimes you can have a person hold everything in your hands and they'll believe in whatever you say and act on it. You know, like what was it like for you, bro, when you stepped into that field? You know, because you always been for the people. That's one thing I do know. You always been a helping cat, you know, a helping guy, whatever, you know, to, you know, try to help somebody get to the next level or whatever. But what was it that, you know, that you seen that you was fit for a task like that?
Man, it was an organic, divine type of situation for real. I was doing some work in the community that was dealing with victims of violence, and we was trying to help out with trauma, trying to, you know, do some case management with families and their victims and stuff like that. And in the midst of that, shout out to Sue Han. Her and I and Lieutenant Dave from the Saginaw Police Department were working on that. And she asked me, she said, hey, you ever thought about doing chaplain work? Long story short, I did 1 unit at St. Mary's, and I fell in love with it. About 7 weeks in, I went to see this older white lady. And of course, I didn't know her from Adam, right? But she didn't know me either. And my encounter with this woman was so divine, bro. Like, I really can't explain it no other way. And the interaction with her, the responses from her, everything about that encounter that day caused me to walk away from her and say, wow, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? And so it was like, I realized at that point, like my gifts, my skills, my talent, the way I connect with people, you know what I'm saying? Different colors, different religions. Because see, being a chaplain ain't about preaching to people. It's not about really preaching your faith and your beliefs and stuff like that.
All right.
Being a chaplain, you know what I mean, is a medical, clinical job, you know, and service. And so you're serving people of all faiths, all religions, and all of that, you know. And I have on the inside of me, man, the skills, gifts, talents, and abilities to make something like that happen. And that's because God gave it to me. And so it's one of those things that I knew it was fit for me because I started doing it, you know. So, yeah. You know,
let's go back to the lost Corey, man. What's some game you can get a lost Corey, man? A little lost Corey out here, man.
Man, there's a little lost Corey out there, man. You know, meaning, you know, just need some guidance. You know, you might be into drugs and drinking and a lot of sexual activity and, you know, maybe not making positive decisions on a consistent basis, not tapping into your gifts and your talents and your intellect. That's the lost Corey, right? I would say, listen, one thing at a time. What I would tell you, the first thing first is realize that life ain't promised to you tomorrow. Don't live your life like you got all the rest of your life to do whatever you want. Live your life like on purpose, with purpose, to achieve some kind of purpose, some sense of purpose.
Yeah.
Start with school. Ain't gotta be deep. Oh, what's my purpose on earth? Look, be purposeful in the small things. Okay, you're a student somewhere. Your purpose is to finish that.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
I know. Not to cut you out. Did I cut you off?
Yeah, go ahead.
I know, like, when you say, you know, I was thinking, like, man, Corey ain't lost no kids. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking, like, damn, did he really lose a child through the streets or something like that or whatever? But I know you got your love, you so deep with it, bro. That was one of your child. That wasn't no child you birthed, right?
Yeah, no. The young man I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he just, you know, yeah, you're right, bro. That's how I am with the youth. And
yeah, man.
Like my babies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The young girls, I'm always.
My niece is over there with you, man. My niece, boo daughter, man, Peaches, man. She's over there. I think I rolled past the police station or something, seen child out there or something, man. It was something I seen child out there though, man. But you always, bro, you a good dude, man.
I appreciate
you
that.
You always is Corey though, bro. That's what I'm gonna give you, you know, cause you know, like I know you, you know me or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But you ain't never stop being you. And another thing I know is you ain't never stop putting that work in for God, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's you know, like you firm on that.
I am, bro.
You know?
Yeah. And I appreciate that, bro. On so many levels. It's like people, man, I appreciate that so much, fam.
Yeah, bro.
I don't really do stuff. I don't do it for that.
Yeah.
And it's like,
you know, a lot of that going on right now.
It is, man. And it's like you can be the type of person that's out there serving and you're trying to help and make contributions for a better society and community or whatever. And you do something that ain't right or that's sinful or whatever.
They're going to throw the first stone at you.
Bro, it's like people forget all that like stuff that you've contributed towards in a positive, like, just forget about all that. You know what I mean? So for you to acknowledge that and say that, man, you know, I've noticed you doing this consistently, and that's true.
No, you've been doing that.
Stop serving. See, sometimes people,
well, you ain't serving God, you ain't been to church, you ain't did this. Listen, man, I have had my own stuff going on in my own life throughout the years, and I have not stopped serving in this community the damn time.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. You identifying that and acknowledging that means a lot to me, bro.
Yeah, because it's like, when I see that type of, I'm a person, bro, like, I be like, I need to get involved in that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't one of the people who see the problem or see what's going on, see you fight the world. And I know on the outside looking in, you know what I'm saying, a little bit, I ain't all the way there or nothing, but I got a heart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That show me, bro, people don't have a heart around this mug, you know what I'm saying? Because when you see somebody, bro, and they doing what they doing, and they like really like fighting, you don't know what they up against, none of that, but they still going.
Come on, bro.
But the human in me
on,
be like, I know this man got kids. I know this man got a wife. I know this man got everything he got going on. But somehow, he still shed light on this right here.
Bruh.
What we need.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I was like, man, when we was out there, I'm like, man, I couldn't, I'm only around here for a little minute. I say, man, nah, bro, I wouldn't feel right to get at least some of these Jews out here to our people or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it might go over a lot of our people head too as well. But not saying that we ain't gonna catch them in the rinse.
We'll catch them in the rinse. We'll get them in the wash, baby.
You know what I'm saying? On some real stuff though, because it's like, come on, man, like that's just how I feel, bro, man. I want to always acknowledge you for that, man.
I appreciate that.
And I take my hat off to you because I know it ain't easy, in this environment right here, the city of Saginaw, you coming your upbringing, where you come from, and still wanna push your bag off. Yeah. It's a bag you pushing off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it might not be the bag that everybody else looking for, but it's the bag some looking for too, though. You know what I'm saying? So I salute you for that, though, bro.
I appreciate that, bro. This one right here, man. This right here is bananas. This is really like a psychology textbook, really. Really seeking for somebody. I mean, people, I don't know, I've been trying to get help. I've been reaching out to people to try to help me with this literary work so that I can modify it if need be to make it a literal psychology textbook, because it's laying like that, fam. Like it's just not an everyday read. I got a lot of research in here. We're talking about the power, perception, and persuasion. I'm talking about the amygdala, the prefrontal cortex. I'm talking about the music memory system.
That's gonna come to pass. You know who Big Homie is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, you gonna get that.
Yeah.
That's coming.
It's
coming. That's all right there.
It is.
It's all right there.
It is, man. So this one right here, this is my baby. We starting a social movement with this book. The social movement is called Does the Music Matter 13. The social movement is going to be educating and providing insight on the power of music. Also, how the power of music is connected to mass incarceration and the loophole in the 13th Amendment. You see what I mean? So that's why it's called Does the Music Matter 13, because we're shredding that loophole that's in the 13th Amendment that really opens up the door for people to still be slaves. So although the Negroes were getting, even though they were supposed to be getting freed up by that 13th Amendment, in that same amendment, it says pretty much unless you're a criminal. All right. And so we're dealing with Does the Music Matter 13 is dealing with the power of music and how that's connected to criminal behavior and slavery and mass incarceration today. So it's a lot of layers to that, but please be looking forward to it. We're going to be asking for everybody to get involved, as many people as we can, man.
Yeah, got to, man. Where the people can find you at, man?
Corey-Shavonda Pritchett on Facebook, Instagram, Does the Music Matter? All right, so the TikTok is at does_the_music_matter_13. Alright, does_the_music_matter_13.
Penetrate your brain, your memory, in tune with your thought life, emotions, vulnerable to illusions. So like a gambler losing, I'm breaking pool sticks. Pissed off, feeling ripped off with my students. Bombarded with lyrics, drug dealing and shooting. Art just looking successful, so confusing. Portraying they cool, they demonstration is foolish. I'm encouraging everybody get with the movement. Does the music